as you already know, I had tried to do this video a while ago on live stream, but apparently I was booted offline like 3 times in a matter of like 15-20 minutes. And after that I was just doing a bunch of other stuff because it got to be a little frustrating. But now that I made my way back here, I figured that I should do this video now rather than later. Okay, so I'm going to be going through each character, what they do. I'm not going to show off how to create them the entire time. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'd rather just show off the character and explain them a little bit, like Sakura here. As you already know, you see her a lot in Xenoverse 2, but she was supposed to be a cameo in Xenoverse 2, but she's going to be one of the central characters of my stuff. No, she's actually the main character of mine in Soul Calibur 5 and Soul Calibur 6. This is her first outfit of the two. As you notice in the back, she has 2 guns, because that's what she's supposed to be using rather than Key Blast in Xenoverse. But they don't really allow that, so yeah. And this is her second and current outfit that she's supposed to wear. This one is sort of meant as a transformation, like because in Soul Calibur 5 I had wrote it so that she actually acquires both Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. As you see on the arms, one's red, one is slightly blue, and her hair, rather than being blue and red, it's actually purple, a mixture of the two. And that the undershirt's ripped and like battle damaged. This person is Aaron. Aaron is Sakura's future son, about 18-19 years into the future. This one isn't exactly too different, but this one is like all black. Let's see the belts between. Aruka is my central antagonist of Sakura's story of Soul Calibur. However, there's not really much I can do on the PlayStation 3 in terms of story, since the only things I can really do in post are only online battles, and it would have made stuff much easier had I had a capture card, but we can't do that. But as you can see, this is Aruka and her armored version. Now, Aruka is actually not even a human. She's actually a demon, and her eyes actually used to be red, but over time she grew more powerful, and I made her eyes like whitish in the future. Her second outfit is more samurai-like based, and her hair is a lot more different because she's more powerful in this one. I'm not really sure how to explain it. I'd have to get into more detail about that later in the future, but yeah, this is her outfit right here, and it's actually slightly different than hers in Soul Calibur 5. Of course, Aruka has a transformation of her own. And as you can notice, you see like a bunch of eyes on like legs and every other place. And similar to that of Sakura, Aruka also has a son in the future, which is Garrett here. Now, Garrett, these two outfits are in two different timelines. The first one you saw is actually a good version of him. This one is more of a, I wouldn't say evil, but more like an anti-hero-ish like version of himself. Okay, Fred is the husband of Sakura later on in her story, and as you probably already know, the father of Eren. Sigma is like, features like he's like a super soldier, if you will. And a lot of his armor that I have is actually based off of Lars from Tekken 6, because I kind of like his outfits. So I did like a little twist on that. And as you notice, a lot of the character styles of Mitsurugi, however, a lot of these people had Alpha Patroclus' style in Soul Calibur 5, but neither Alpha Patroclus or Setsuka's in this game, so I have to stick to Mitsurugi. Drew here also comes from the future story, one of Eren's friends. As you notice, he has a red shield on his right arm because in Soul Calibur 5 his style is Patroclus, but he's not in this game either, and I don't want to give him either Sophidia or Cassandra styles in this game, so I gave him Raphael. Han Lee, like Drew and Eren and Garrett, are from the future. However, he does not really fight with any swords like them, he fights with nunchucks. And when he does do that, he goes from fisticuffs. Neo here, he's not really conflicting in either of the stories, he's just a cool character design I wanted to make. Wanted something like an android, like soldier, who pretty much inadvertently helps out the government from time to time. Baron here, like Aruka, is also a demon, and he is also the husband of Aruka, and the father of Garrett. Kato is a ninja who is neither good or evil. And originally when he was first created, his hair and like a lot of stuff he did was actually based off of both Rain from Mortal Kombat, as you still see by the color scheme, and his hair used to be spiky like Kakashi's from the Naruto series. However, I decided to change that and give him a little more different stuff, so he's his own character. That's why you see him with like flowing white hair and bangs in the front. Ripper is, as you can see, a villain, of course, and his outfit is slightly different in Soul Calibur 5. And as you can see, based on in the front, you see the silver on the left side of his face, because he's barely human anymore. He's more cyborg than he is human, after he was nearly killed in an explosion. Phantom X was originally Mr. X, it's Phantom X is his character's second nickname, when his first one on the Xbox 360 was Mr. X. And he used to have an entirely different outfit. It was like purple, yellowish, like he had like a jester-like mask and stuff. However, after he was killed, he was reanimated and stuff, and he became an android. And henceforth, that's why he's known as Phantom X, as he's come back from the dead and sports an all-black outfit. Haven, I don't really have a clear-cut backstory for him yet. However, he is the main antagonist of Aaron's story in the future. And if you called it, his outfit is really based off of that one guy from Under Night and Birth. What's his name again? Yeah, his outfit is somewhat based off of that. Jane Mason is a French swordsman and was actually meant to replace Sakura as the main hero of the story. Tammy is Jean's best friend, and they see each other as sisters. And while she does not like to fight, when she's forced to, she does help Jane Mason. Now this character, she is the leader of a couple of freedom fighters, if you will. And her outfit's based off of different things that I like. I might have to change the stuff around a little bit, because I haven't really edited this in how long? Oh, never mind. Now, Tara also comes from the future story. She is a swordsman who lost her family to Aruka, and she's been wanting her revenge ever since. Now, Penny in my ways, she's similar to a lot of like Iron Man, where she makes different suits for different villains, and she is supposed to be the person to give intel to Sakura and help her out with some stuff. And as you can see, the only way to keep up with characters like her is to make a couple of suits, as she doesn't really have any real fighting ability or physical strength of her own. Abisha is the older sister of Jane Mason. Abisha is the older sister of Jane Mason, and also a friend of Tammy. She is also the leader of the French military. Kyrie is an antagonist. Kyrie, she doesn't rush into fights. So she always plans out her next move before anyone else does. She always has some sort of backdoor or any sort of tricks up her sleeve to get out of certain situations. She never really picks a fight she knows she really can't win. and she's also one of the villains of Jean's story. Now, Anna here was the best friend of Anna and Gwen, as you saw earlier with the green outfit. But yeah, at an earlier age, she decided to pursue a different goal as a mercenary. Juliet is crazy, and she is an antagonist, and is the only character of mine to show an interest in females. Now, I don't know why it's relevant why I said that, but okay, I'll keep it in there. And she is also a villain of Sakura's story. And though she may not look it, she is actually extremely powerful. Delia is a modern day witch, if you will, and she helps out the heroes from time to time and is the significant other of Sigma. In Soul Calibur 5, her star was Viola, as her character was able to summon weapons at will and summon a lot of different medical powers and stuff. So for here, she has 2B style. Kumari is also a future character and the girlfriend of Eren. Now, she doesn't particularly fight close range as she uses guns because her father was a well-renowned police officer and she looks up to him a lot. Jade is the girlfriend of Garrett in the future. And starting off, she really wasn't able to fight. She was really clumsy, but she was taught how to fight by both Garrett and Aiden and Gwen. Elise is a demon, like Aruka. She's also in the future story and serves as Aruka's apprentice. Now, in the what if, pretty much, in like the different one, she is actually the significant other for Garrett when he has the spiked up white hair rather than the laid down hair. Azel Angela is the evil twin sister of Delia Angela. And if you notice by their names, Delia Angela means Dark Angel, while Azel Angela means Fallen Angel. And this is Sakura's outfit in the future after the 18-year time gap. This is also Fred's outfit in the future in the 19-year time gap. And if you saw closely, he also sports somewhat of a chin strap. Though, you know, doesn't look as good here, but he still sports somewhat like a chin strap. This is Jay Mason in the future. And this here is Sigma in the future. And this is Kato in the future. Kato, as you can see, he has like an eye patch, like if you will, to cover his left eye because he lost it in a battle within the 18-year time gap. This is more along the lines of a more powerful Phantom X. I really don't need to say her backstory. We already know who she is. She's our main character in the Xenoverse. We've seen her in hundreds of videos. We know how she is. But this is her in her blue outfit, even though her current one is a gray outfit. The current one is actually the one in Soul Calibur 5. And in the Dragon Ball Naboru series, her outfit isn't really supposed to be cooler. It's supposed to be a black unitard-like outfit, and if you could change the colors of his outfit back then, I would have, so it looked more like this. But I took what I could get. And if you watched Dragon Ball Naboru, you'll know that the main antagonist is this version of her. And what's different about this one, in case you notice, are these gems that you see on the kneecaps and the belt area, which represent all of the gods that she's defeated in her time. Lilith is a vampire who works in the shadows closely with Aruka and Elise. Which is the same thing for the next three characters I'm going to show, as they all work together and all share the same ideals and motives. And then this here is Baron in his strongest form. His stronger, a demonic devil trigger-like form, if you will. And then the rest of the characters I'm going to showcase in the future, as I'm going to make those like separate creation request like videos. These are just a teaser of something that's to come. Greg can tell us is a troll. Yep. You see, if you don't realize it, there is a thing I go by. If it's Vodo style, or if it's a stupid name like this one, they're usually gonna get screenshotted. They're more than likely going to be in the creation list of the worst ones. And as you can see, when the next video comes out, when you see the top 50, top 100, like the weirdest creations, that's going to make it in there.